Good morning. This, ladies and gentlemen, is known as a bad hair day. There is nothing I can do, it is just fluffy and horrible. Still, we're here to play some games, so let's not let that get in the way of some enjoyment. We are going to today learn the rules to a game called Number Quest. If you enjoy Number Quest, and this is not advertising because I don't know how you would do so, but it is an actual game, and I would like when I teach you any game rules, please do consider buying the actual game. I've got a copy here, so just to demonstrate, I do own the game, and it is one that you can actually buy a proper game board. I've made a rough version of the board, but I think you should always support. If you like a game, you should support the makers. What you're going to need today is 4 dice and some coloured counters or buttons or something you can use as counters. You do it on paper, so you can actually colour things in if you haven't got counters. But let's get ready. Let's go straight into it. So before we start, should we say good morning to Alvi and a good morning to Iona and anyone else who joins us during the live stream? I will try and say hello to. If you're not joining in during the live stream, that's absolutely fine. Hopefully you enjoy the learning the rules of the game. It's not time specific, and enjoy playing the game with families or with at least. You're going to need at least 2 of you. It's not going to work with 1. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go straight across to here, where you can hopefully see a big game board. Now this is in the description below the video. You can download 2 copies of this. You can download a black and white one which you can colour in, or you can download a colour one if you have a colour printer or like a fancy iPad that you can actually project it on the screen and use the actual thing. Good morning Stanley, and good morning to Aaron, and good morning Harriet. So the way the game is going to work is we're going to roll the 4 dice and try to make a number from the grid. There'll be lots of options. And I'm going to play. I was going to involve someone else, but today I didn't manage to get that sorted. I've been preparing for my sixth form lesson this afternoon. So what we're going to have is a red team, and they're going to play against a green team. And so we're going to have the red team and the green team are going to be scoring points. And so hopefully you can just about see that. I have a feeling my head is going to get in the way of the points, so I may need to move it over. But we'll I've just thought of a clever way of doing that. You drag that to there. Oh, there we go. It's almost like I was born to do this stuff. Right. So what's going to happen is you're going to be collecting points. Now you'll notice you get lots more points for getting your number into the red zone than you do in the purple zone. The orange zone is only a few points. So really, to get lots of points, you want to try and get big numbers if you can. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll the dice. I'm going to tell you what we've got. We have got a 6, a 5, a 4, and a 4. And then once you've got your 4 numbers, you need to use them in some way. You have to use all 4 dice. Now, how can I get a really big number out of these? Well, I'm going to look at it and I'm going to think, well, 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 times 6 is 96. Let's just check that out. 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 times 6, we have to do 16, 6, 6 sixes are 36, 6 ones are 6, plus the 3 is 96. And so I've got 96, and then I've still got a 5 left over. Now if I add it, I get 101, and that's no good. So I'm going to do take away 5, that gives me 91, and I'm going to get my red and go on to 91. And it's not the best. I probably should use black because it's going to be easier to show up. So I'm going to go on there, and because it's in the red zone, I'm going to score 500 points. That's an excellent start. Now you'll notice there's 2 ways you can get bonus points. They are called nubble bonuses and double nubbles. Nubble bonuses is if you manage to complete, and I will rub this out, if you manage to complete a triangle like this, so 3 that make a triangle, you get 100 points bonus. You don't get multiple. You can only score. So if you completed 2 triangles, you'd still only get 1 bonus of 100. If you complete a triangle by using... let's get rid of this again. If you complete a triangle by using a prime number, and all the prime numbers are in black, so you can tell which ones they are, then you would get... So let's say I had these 2 on the board. If I complete my triangle there, because that's a prime number, I get 200 bonus instead of 100 bonus. Because there's my triangle, you see. So nubble bonuses are for completing triangles, so trying to get things close to each other. So we're going to play the blacks, and I think the playing against greens might not be work because of how many colours on the screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that to playing against the whites. Because that way, if we're playing blacks v whites, oh, that's not ideal, is it? Because it's not going to look right. Oh, we could do circles. That's right. We could do blacks v hoops. That's better. Solids v hoops. So then the hoops take a turn. So they're going to roll the dice. 1, 5, 4, 2. 1, 5, 4, 2. Now, if you remember, a few weeks ago we did a lesson on BIDMAS, or on BOBMAS. It was Order of Operations called. If you need to, go and watch that video first, because when we're doing this, I don't have to add them all. I could add them all. That's the thing I can do. What I could do here is if I do use a bracket, I could do 5, add 1, add 2 first. That gives me 8, and times that by 4. And that gives me 4 8s are 32. So my first hoop is going to go on at 32. It's not as many points this time, but when you roll lower dice, it's going to get me 50 points. So I'm quite a way behind, but don't worry, there's lots of time to play. So now it's Solid's turn. 5, 6, 3, 6. God, Solids is getting some big numbers. 5, 6, 3, 6. What can we do with 5, 6, 3, 6? 5, 6, 3, 6. Well, if I do 5 add 6 first, and 3 add 6 first, so the 2 brackets get done first, we end up with 9 and 11. And 9 times 11 is 99. So I've just got another 500 pointer. And what we do is we cross that out and make it 1000. You keep adding your score as you go along. Okay, so now it's Hoops. Hoops is going to be hoping for a big score here because those red ones are running out rapidly. Now if you've got 4 players, obviously we take it in turns and the counters cover up the squares. So it's okay to use the same colours you've got because the counters will colour them up. So this next one, we're going to roll the dice. Can we have some big numbers, please? Oh, 1, 1, 2, 5. Obviously, if you're going to roll terrible numbers, it's going to make it harder to score big points. But we can still go for nubble bonuses and try and get triangles. How can we get... What's the biggest number we can get here? It's not going to be easy. I don't see a very good way of getting... Because these ones, once you start getting ones, it makes it very, very small. But I'm going to do 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 4. Times 5 is only 20. But it still counts. Gets me on the board there. You take what you can. We cross that out and we only get 20 points for that, so we get 70. So we're some way behind, but we've only had 2 turns and there's plenty of time for it to change. So we're still looking for big numbers. So, these are smaller. 4, 4, 4, 2. It's a very exciting football formation. 4, 4, 4, 2. Too many players, I think. Again, we're trying to get big. So we're going to look at what's 4 times 4 is 16. Times 4 is 64. Add 2. So that gets me 64. Add 2, 68. Still in the green, which is still good. Remember, as the game goes on, it will be harder and harder to get the bigger numbers. So it does even itself out. The next one's got 4, 3, 3, 1. Keeps rolling these ones, and ones are not nice. 4, 3, 3, 1. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do 4 add 1 and 3 add 3. that 3 times 3. And so 4 add 1 gives us 5, and 3 times 3 gives us 9, and 5 times 9 gives us 45. That's a better one, but still only in the 50 zone. So 120. This game, obviously, I'm not going to play the full game, but I want to show you enough of the game so you can start seeing some of the bonuses. Good grief! You're not going to believe this. The first player has just got... Oh, good grief. Why is the... all of a sudden, the... doesn't want to click on the board. Four, 6. Another big score. We can start trying to get these closer together. What about... oh, this is tough. I've got an idea. 4 times 4 is 16. Then add 6 is 22. Times by the other 4 is 88. So it gets me another big 300 points. It's 1500. So you see, the moment you might be thinking, oh, I'm losing. It doesn't matter if we're losing. You just keep trying to do as many as you can. Obviously now, if some big numbers happen, and finally, we've got some big numbers for hoops. We've got 4, 4, 4, 3. So what can we do here? Well, 4 times 4. We could get... I can see a way of getting some big numbers there. I wonder what 12 times 8 is. Ooh, 12 times 8. Let's look how Mr. Harris has got that. That's 12. And that's 8. And then we times them together. 8 times 12. Remember, you can pair numbers together to get two different numbers. And that makes 96. And finally, hoops are getting big numbers. 620. So the whole point of the game is you keep trying to get the biggest numbers you can, but they get full up. And then you might find a way of getting a number. Oh dear. I think Dots is cheating somehow because it's just got 6, 6, 5, 5. I don't know what it's going to get in terms of number, but that's pretty huge. So we're going to... Maybe it's too big. We just don't know. Because I can see a way of getting a big total, but then it might be too big. I don't know what I can do here because... It's difficult to get too big a number. What about... I think the best one I can see, and remember, I won't necessarily always get the best answers. I think a good one would be 6 add 5 is 11. 11 times 6 is 66. Plus the 5 is 71. So that's going to be there. It is a prime, but it's not completing a triangle, so it doesn't get us a bonus. So that's a green, so it's 1,700. And the hoop's trying to catch up with 5, 4, 6, which is good. But then, just like before, a 1 to ruin it. 5, 4, 6, and 1. 5, 4, 6, and 1. So how can we get a big score here? Because we really need to start getting closer. So what about if we do... Oh, 6 times 5 is 30. Then 4 take away 1 is 3. And then we can times those two together to get 90. So that's what we're going to do, because 90 is worth 300 points. So it's good. 920. And this is how the game continues. So, sorry I've been seeing something. Good morning. I hope you're all enjoying the game. And it's now not going to be enjoyable for you to sit watching me play for ages. What you need to do is now play together. Now, let's say you managed to get 93 now. Look. When we go to do 93, let's say Hoop was able to get 93. When you get 93, it makes a triangle like that. So you would get a 100-point bonus for completing a triangle. So there are bonuses that start appearing. If then Solids was able to get 97, it makes a triangle there, and it was on a prime. If I get rid of it, that's a prime number. So it would be a 200-point bonus. So now that some counters have started appearing on the board, don't worry if you fall behind early, because once there's more counters, I've seen someone play this where they just focused on getting 50s and 100s, but because they were getting lots of 50s and 100s, they started making triangles, and once they were making lots of triangles, they were making triangles almost every turn, and that gets you lots of bonus points. So it is possible to keep getting bonus points from the triangles as well. So have a play. In the link below the video, there is a link to the game sheet. Have a play. If you enjoy it, do consider buying it, because obviously I don't want people to think that I've given them a free copy of a game that sells in the shops. But if you enjoy it, obviously it's just a paper copy. You can then go away and buy the actual one. The actual one's got this nice board where instead of being square like this, it's lots of little hexagons. And it's quite stylish, I think you can see there. So if you were to buy the actual game, you can see that it's in these little hexagons, and that's how it all works. So yeah, hope you enjoy the game today. I've been Mr. Harris. You haven't. Let me know in the comments how you got on. Send photos of you and your family playing the game. Enjoy your Friday. I hope it's not raining as much for you as it is for me. Look after yourselves and take care.